Something kept pulling me back to the deck all morning, so here we are with a positive message. Success is aligning for the career. The universe is being loud right now. The Tower paired with Page of Swords. Let me show you exactly what that means. These two cards together are basically screaming that something big is breaking open in your professional life, and yet it might feel chaotic or like everything is happening too fast. But this is actually how breakthroughs arrive. They are messy and sharp and a little bit scary. The Tower does not show up to ruin things, it shows up to remove what was never meant to stay, and Page of Swords right next to it. That is you with a brand new perspective, finally seeing the path forward, finally knowing what to say and when to say it. This pairing is intense but honestly kind of exciting once you stop fighting it. Okay, so the Tower. I know everyone sees this card and immediately thinks disaster, but can we talk about what it actually does? The Tower removes structures that were built on shaky ground. It clears out old beliefs, outdated career paths, toxic work environments. The job you have been staying in because it felt safe even though it was slowly draining you. When the Tower shows up in a career reading, it means something is collapsing so something better can be built. And I know that sounds like a motivational poster, but I mean it literally. Maybe you are about to leave a job you thought you would retire from. Maybe your company is restructuring and you are terrified but also secretly relieved. Maybe you have been thinking about starting your own thing and suddenly circumstances are pushing you toward it whether you feel ready or not. The Tower does not wait for you to feel ready, it just moves. And what I am seeing here is that the shakeup is directly connected to an income increase, but not in the way you might expect. It is not a raise at your current job. It is a complete shift in how you are generating money. The old way was capped. You hit the ceiling and you did not even realize it. The Tower is breaking that ceiling open. It might feel like everything is falling apart, but what is actually happening is that limitations are being removed. The fear you are feeling? That is just your nervous system catching up to how fast things are changing. You're not losing ground, you're being launched. And I pulled this card and actually laughed a little because it is so unsubtle. The universe is not hinting, it is literally demolishing the old path so you stop trying to walk down it. And then we have Page of Swords, which is one of my favorite cards to see after the Tower because it means you are not just surviving the shakeup, you are learning from it. You are getting sharper. The Page of Swords is curious, quick, a little bit scrappy. This is the energy of someone who just figured something out and is ready to test it. In a career context, this card is about new ideas, fresh communication, finally speaking up in ways you have been avoiding. Maybe you are pitching something you have been sitting on for months. Maybe you are finally sending that cold email or posting about your work publicly or having the conversation with your boss that you have been rehearsing in your head. This is not someone who has it all figured out yet. The Page is still learning, but they are brave enough to try anyway. And what I love about this card showing up with the Tower is that it proves you are not being knocked down, you are being repositioned. The Tower clears the stage, the Page of Swords walks onto it with something to say. You might feel like a beginner in some area right now. You might feel like you are starting over or like everyone else is ahead of you, but this card says that is actually your advantage. You're approaching things with fresh eyes. You are not weighed down by how things used to be done. You're willing to experiment, to pivot, to try a different angle, and that energy is exactly what leads to breakthroughs. I also want to point out that swords are the suit of intellect and communication, so this is not just about working harder, this is about working smarter. This is about the way you talk about your work, the way you position yourself, the clarity you're finally bringing to your message or your offer or your value. People are going to start seeing you differently because you're showing up differently. The Page of Swords does not beg for opportunities. They create them by being sharp and curious and unafraid to ask questions or challenge assumptions. That is the energy you are stepping into. So when you put the Tower and Page of Swords together, this is what I am seeing. You're in the middle of a career breakthrough that is happening because something old is being dismantled, and instead of clinging to what was, You are being asked to pick up the sword and move forward with a new strategy. This combination tells me that the increase in income you're seeing or about to see is tied to a complete shift in your approach. Maybe you're leaving a salaried job to go freelance, and yet is terrifying, but the earning potential is actually higher. Maybe you are finally charging what you are worth instead of underpricing yourself to feel safe. Maybe you are stepping into a new role or industry that requires you to learn fast and speak up and prove yourself all over again, but the pay reflects the risk you are taking. The Tower does not let you stay comfortable. The Page of Swords does not let you stay quiet. Together they are pushing you into a version of your career that is bigger and scarier and more aligned with who you actually are right now, not who you were 3 years ago. This is the kind of breakthrough that feels like chaos in the moment, but 6 months from now you will look back and realize it was the best thing that could have happened. The old structure was limiting you. The new one has room for growth, and yet you are going to have to be brave and a little bit scrappy and willing to try things that might not work. But that is how you find what does work. This pairing is confirmation that you are on the right track, even if it does not feel like it yet. Okay, so here is what you actually do with this energy. First, stop trying to hold together what is falling apart. I mean that literally. If a job is ending, if a client is leaving, if a project is not working, let it go. The Tower is doing you a favor. Trying to force something to stay when it is meant to leave is just going to delay the breakthrough. So practice releasing. Write down what you are afraid of losing, and then write down what might become possible if you let it go. Second, start speaking up about what you want next. The Page of Swords is all about communication, so this is the time to be visible. Update your LinkedIn, send the pitch, tell people what you are working on. If you have been hiding your skills or downplaying your experience, stop. You do not need to have everything figured out to start talking about where you are headed. In fact, talking about it is part of how you figure it out. Third, get curious about the new opportunities that are showing up, even if they feel weird or unexpected. The Tower does not usually drop you back into the same kind of situation you just left. It opens side doors, so if something comes up that was not part of your plan, pay attention. Maybe it is a project in a different industry. Maybe it is a role you would not have considered 6 months ago. Maybe it is someone reaching out with a collaboration idea that feels a little out of left field. The Page of Swords says try it. See what happens. You're in experimental mode right now, and that is exactly where breakthroughs come from. So let me ask you this. What structure in your career has been keeping you small that you are finally ready to outgrow? What have you been afraid to say out loud about what you actually want? And what would change if you stopped waiting for permission and just started moving? You're not falling behind. You're being recalibrated. The shakeup you're experiencing is not a setback. It is a redirect. You are being moved out of a situation that had a ceiling and into one that has actual room for growth. The income increase is coming, but it is coming because you are willing to do things differently now. You're willing to let go of what was safe but limiting. You're willing to speak up and be seen and try things that might not work. That is the energy that creates momentum. You're not starting over. You're starting smarter, and everything you learned in the old version of your career is coming with you. You're just applying it in a new way. Trust that the breakdown is making space for the breakthrough. Trust that you're more capable than you think. Trust that the universe is not punishing you. It is promoting you. You just have to be brave enough to step into the new role. What is the one thing you have been avoiding saying or doing in your career that you know deep down would actually change everything? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear what is coming up for you. This is a collective reading. If this resonated, subscribe for more collective readings. Keep what resonates and leave the rest behind. I do not message people privately or ask for payment. Anyone doing that is fake. Trust what you are feeling right now. That is not doubt. That is clarity arriving.